my god, lady, what are you doing up here? What would you climb next? Potentially City Hall. Well, this is Protoman 111 with another episode of Let's Play Megaman Legends. In the previous segment, we've gotten to the main gate, and we unlocked these sub-cities. These sub-cities have the three keys we need to get into the main gate, even lower than what we were like before. But until we get them, we're kind of stuck. Now, before we even go through all that, we're going to tie up some loose ends. Make the last of these special weapons that we need, and pretty much go through a couple of the passageways. Now, I mentioned earlier that there are a lot of walls we can break through. Turns out that there's only really one wall you have to break through. The rest are just kind of there. You know, if you don't want to come up to the surface and then go to another sub-ruin, or not sub-ruin, go to a passageway entrance, you know, doing all that nonsense, you just break the walls and you go between the passageways that are linked within each other. But this is the actual best passageway to go through. This is only because this is the one that leads to where we need to be and what I need to briefly cover. There's one wall, as soon as you can tell. If you look in the upper left hand where the mini-map is, this represents that object can be broken. Drill arm can do this. The grand grenade, however, I mentioned earlier, it's used to break certain structures. It cannot, unfortunately. It can only break certain, like, pillars and things of that nature. But the drill arm is the only weapon in the game that can break the walls that you need. The Buster Unit R is very useful for our build currently, or my build rather, if you're emphasizing attack and rapid, which helps quite a bit, and it maxes your attack so you have very rapid firing. And these are the weapon plans. Now this is used to make the actual shining laser. I mentioned earlier also that the curator at the museum, that we didn't really have to do anything. That was actually false. We actually have to give her 8 particular items that she can use. And this will give us another part for the shining laser. But what I'm doing right now, instead of actually leaving immediately, is showing you guys a buster part that we missed way earlier that I just completely forgot to get to. I'm just showing you the fastest way, and it so happens this entrance to the sub-passageways actually, you know, helps you get to it much, much faster. Now this might look familiar because you may have just seen a, you know, a ledge, nothing else. Once you break these two things open, we can actually get to it. And if you look in the distance there, that guy's just flipping the fuck out. Look at it. It's freaking hilarious. It's like he's very confused. And then eventually he'll just drop straight off the edge. If you watch him, he'll just start dropping off the edge. The ones on the edges are really, really derpy. They like to just spin around and then just drop off and then do weird things. But this is triple axis. What that basically does is it gives you attack, defense, attack and defense. Yeah, too much RPG-ness. No, it gives you attack 1, energy 1, and range 1. It doesn't touch rapid, unfortunately. But okay, so now we actually need to go to the museum. So we will actually head there now and see what else we need to do. I do believe we need to hand over the 8 artifacts that we picked up in the passageways, you know, in holes, treasure chests, the whole like, so. Okay, so now we're at the actual museum. Let's head back up to the curator and give her all the items. What I'm going to do here is going to skip through a lot of her dialogue. What her dialogue consists of is when you actually have an item you can give her, she'll mention it. She'll kind of just hold her hand up to her chin and it's like, oh hey, what's that? Blah, 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 and explain the item. I'll only do these for 3 of the items that are more important. We'll just skip through these. You can go in through them at your leisure, but she'll say, oh, thank you so much. A lot of people come to see this every time you turn something in, so it's like, yeah. There's only 3 items specifically we're going to do. If you listen to her dog, there's a lot of interesting things she'll mention about the items you found, so that adds a little bit of depth to the game.
That's quite a find you've got there.
Yeah, it's Giant Horn, yeah.
No.
The Giant Horn is the only exception. You'll have to actually win that in a mini-game. So make sure you play the mini-games to get all the items that you need.
Oh my! Is that a crystal fossil? Do you know what that is? Those are made when a Reaverbot's body crystallizes over the centuries. They're considered Grade 3 national treasures. It would mean so much to me if you'd let me display that here. Please. Thank you.
I never figured that the Reaverbots actually crystallized, given they're mostly robots, but I guess that's a surprise.
Where did you find that? That's an antique shield. Relics like that are classified as Grade 2 national treasures. Some Reaverbot was probably using it to protect itself. You'll let me put it on display, won't you?
Chances are it's the shield of one of those guys we ran into. You remember the Reaverbots with the shields and their guns that shoot like fireballs and things? Yeah, that's probably one of those. Those are pretty rare. And considering you can't break them off in Legends 1, it's kind of even more rare.
That's a Reaverbot eye. Look at it. It's so beautiful the way the light goes through that translucent red. These are Grade 1 national treasures. There have been lots of diggers who've disappeared in the dungeons looking for these. That would be the star attraction for any museum. Would it really be alright if I put it on display here?
Well, if you put it that way, I want money. No, not really. We can't do anything with it, so might as well. Okay, that should be the last particular item, and once you've given her all the items, she will say this. And you're tripping, lady, because there's nobody here at all. What are you talking about? Woo! No. Come back into the exhibition. And BAM! People just showed up out of nowhere. They teleported into the room. Now this girl gives us the last part we need for the shiny laser. Weapon of mass destruction? Yes, please. This is the prism crystal. This is the last part. The other part we needed, the X-Buster, that was actually one of the items that we gotten from those 3 kids. So now we can actually make everything that we need. Now what we will do is head back to the Flutter, and I will also mention that the cat that we had, adopted earlier, yeah, we just kind of took it home. We didn't really adopt it, but we took it home. That counts as a good, what do you want to call it? A good reputation with people. Now, reputation in this game is actually not as imperative as it was in Legends 2, and this people just talk about you, and this is usually downtown. And in downtown, you'll go up to the doors, even though you can't enter them. You can talk to the doors, and people will start saying things about you. Really quick, let's get the Active Buster going and make the final items that we actually need. But first, we have to go to the Flutter because there's one more item. For the Grand Grenade, you just need an actual bomb schematic. That's about it. So let's head back to Cardin Forest really quick. So once you get inside the Flutter, BAM! Cat runs off, says rah, 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 rah. And there it is. From here on out, cats will randomly appear in the Flutter, in your room, in Grandpa Barrel's room, in Roll's room potentially, but they're just random when they will appear. But they will be throughout the Flutter. And this treasure chest in Dr. Barrel's room is the bomb schematic location. As such. So, let's go talk to Roll now and have her make us shiny new toys. Also, now, this is the music box. You get that from the actual studio games. You can give it to Roll and be nice. Unfortunately, this doesn't really help you in your special weapon development because it doesn't make anything really cheaper. But it just gives you a good reputation anyway, all the same. I guess that's why they decided to expand on it in Megaman Legends 2. So that makes sense. Disregard the shield arm. I had a funky thing just happen to me when I tried to record last, so I'm not even going to explain it. It's more of a derp moment, pretty much. Now, the bomb schematic makes the Grand Grenade. And just consider this an upgrade to the grenade arm, but it has a little better range, and its attack power can only be raised once, albeit expensive as sin, but it's powerful. Now this makes the spread buster. This shoots like blasts in 3 different directions. So it's good if you're getting bombarded, but it's, to be honest, not that effective because you're not constantly getting bombarded unless you just leave all the enemies around. Now we've just made the Shining Laser the most powerful weapon in the game. It's albeit very, very expensive to upgrade, very expensive, but it's very well worth it because this laser is extremely powerful. She's explaining here. You can just, oh man, you can just rape stuff. Excuse my language, but that's how powerful it is. It's just ridiculous. But and also it's piercing too. So if you manage to get some reaver bots that are lining up behind each other, which is pretty rare, but still happens, you can pretty much just wipe the floor with everything. Even bosses, they'll look like a joke. So, irregardless, let's go ahead and head to the main gate. Let's head back to that passageway I mentioned earlier. You remember that led to the big warehouse? Yeah, we're going back there for a particular reason. So, let's head on over there now. Okay, so we're outside the main gate. Once you head in, prepare yourself before you go up to the warehouse. Just a word of warning, make sure you're prepared. And once you're ready to go, let's head on in. So we will actually meet you in front of the warehouse entrance. So, welcome to Warehouse 76. No, that's wrong game. Wrong game, sorry. But the warehouse says 88 on it. To go into it, just run up to it and use the use key. You have to do this for a specific reason. Holy shit.
I wonder what it is. Wait! That mark! Teasel, you better not be eating that entire pizza yourself. Huh? Hey, you! Do you know what happened to us thanks to you? I thought I was going to die! Huh?
Creepy grin!
You're alive! That's wonderful! Let go of me! What do you think you're doing? Don't touch me!
What's the holdup, Prawn? If you don't hurry up, there's not going to be any pizza left. Huh? You! What are you doing here? Tron! Hurry up, get on board. It's time to activate Bruno.
This robot is my masterpiece. You're welcome to try and stop us. But you won't stand a chance this time. See you! Wait! Thanks for waiting, Teasel! Let's go! Everyone ready? We're moving out! Roger! Miss Tron looks happy.
I love that last robot. He just says random things. And so the behemoth
It's powering up!
So we're gonna have to fight this thing. This is going to be very, very interesting to say the least. I like chicken, by the way. Just letting you know. Say hello to Theodore Bruno, a big freaking beast of a machine, and that didn't go so well. You generally don't want to do that. This guy is one tough mofo, just to put it lightly. He has a long life meter, and the best way to fight him is to stay behind him and just shoot his midsection. Of course, he'll use the cannon, no pun intended, green blast, except he can shoot 2 of them at a time, and he'll always shoot 2. Now what you can do is destroy the devices on his body. This will make it a little easier for you, but generally it'll take longer to do it this way. And of course the feet want to shoot the missiles and the bombs. Missiles are shot from the actual torso, like close towards the torso. If you look real close, the legs have little cannons on them, so do the feet. You get close enough, the cannons on the feet will just fire, and it's fucking annoying. So in other words, don't stand directly in front of him, 'cause it's pretty much a death trap, if anything. What I'll wind up doing is showing each part, and that, in fact, you can destroy each part. It just depends on your special weapon. Unfortunately, the lock-on feature in this game is it really hurts you in this particular fight, because it likes to lock on to things and you perhaps want to, you know, just shoot the midsection, or you just want to shoot the arms. The arms themselves, I'm not too sure what they do. The shoulder mounts, I think they make it take it longer to actually use the both blasts at the same time, though I haven't seen any really noticeable effects. But to put it very basic and very easy, destroy the torso. That's pretty much how you're going to beat him. And with a weapon like this, you'll just tear through him as such. Every once in a while, he'll do that, and he'll fall on the ground, or his top half will just hang off of a street lamp or something. It's kind of funny, but...
Huh? Okay, Blue Boy, I must know, what's your name?
Me? My name is Megaman. Megaman Volnut.
Megaman, is it? You know, I've been in this business a long time, but this is the first time anyone's ever given me this much trouble. Yet, it feels good somehow, being beaten by you like this. Almost as though I've met my match.
Teasel!
I can face the facts. I lost, you won. I'm gonna try to forget this entire incident. Ah, it feels good to say that. My heart feels as clean as the blue sky on a cloudless day. See you around, Mega Man.
Wait!
Then, does this mean I'll never see him again?
Tron. Once he finds the treasure, we'll wait for our chance and take it from him.
What?
You didn't think I was going to just walk away, did you?
Oh, of course not. Now that's the Teasel I know.
You bet it is. Old Teasel never gives up. I'll get that treasure sooner or later, one way or the other.
Just like Teasel to do that. This is exactly why I like him. He's a likable enemy, if that makes any sense to you, because he's not completely serious, but when he gets serious, he can get pretty nasty. Now, the reason why we had to fight Bruno prior to actually doing much of anything, the warehouse he was hogging pretty much held the door to the last subcity we need to enter. You can't really get to it until you beat him, so this isn't an optional fight. It's a fight you have to take. Regardless, next time, though, we will finally venture into the subcities, get these 3 keys, and see what's going on. Unfortunately, I have a very bad, ominous feeling like something that we do is potentially going to doom the city. But maybe that's just me being negative. This is Protoman 111, signing off.